Co-chair of the APEN board. Just wanted to say thank you and welcome for being here today on a Saturday. We have some really great speakers, and I want to thank all the panelists for being here today. APEN is an organization that's going 9 years strong. We have a fantastic board, a fantastic program committee in the back who has been helping with the door and organizing this event. APEN is really about bringing together people to share ideas, to create a platform for learning, for sharing, and for really taking it to the next step for the next generation of Albanian professionals and entrepreneurs. Actually, if we can take a moment, everybody take out your phone. This is a tech event, so everybody take out your phone. I'm sure we all have Facebook on our phone. If you can go to Facebook and look up APEN, I'll give you a second. Giving you guys a second. Look up APEN. Please follow our APEN Facebook. This is where we put all of our information. To follow APEN, we are at APEN_USA on Twitter. So you can tweet to us or use the hashtag APENTech.
Before we start, I just wanted to say a few words. I didn't write a speech, so don't worry. This is just to help me so I don't forget anything. Mediha mentioned APEN. This is an organization that it's in its 9th year now, and we have a very simple goal: network. When you network, networking is very powerful because you get to know each other, you get to share your ideas, you get to help each other, and by doing that, we're also strengthening our community, our Albanian American community. For those of you who know us, we had an APEN entrepreneurs event in February, and that one showcased Albanian entrepreneurs from various spheres in the industry. So we had someone representing social entrepreneurship, someone in finance, someone in hospitality. But today is all about technology. It's all about our wonderful tech entrepreneurs and professionals, whom are so many Albanian amazing techies out there. And I'm saying that because when I started looking and doing this event with my colleagues at APEN, I couldn't believe how many amazing Albanian tech entrepreneurs are there that have created so many interesting apps, social networking platforms, and I could go on and on, but they'll share that with you. Another thing about technology, we all know it's changing the world. It's making our lives richer. It increases productivity, efficiency. It's also a transformational force in our economy and also in a society. So we thought it was a good idea to bring a piece of that, learn a little bit more about the tech world through the experiences of these amazing panelists here today. I'll start with Lenny. Lenny will start with the first question, and then we'll take some questions from the audience, from the live tweet. We want to make it as interactive. We're here for you, so that you get to learn as much as you can, especially the young generation, because I see quite a few of them there. And then afterwards, we'll do a little bit more networking, and then you'll get a chance to talk even further with our panelists and also our recruiters from Robert Half Technology. So thank you very much, and let's get started.
Hello everyone, again I'm Leonard Giga, and if you know anything about this industry, it is one built on people that have passion for an idea and people looking to solve problems. And you see a lot in the media today, and you've seen all these conglomerates built from these ideas. But it's a passionate road. It's a road that people take with a lot of sweat and tears to get off the ground. And it all really starts with that first elevator pitch on the idea. So we thought it would be interesting to have each of you start with maybe a 2-minute, hey, what's your elevator pitch? What's the pitch to get you in the door on your original idea, on maybe your second project? So essentially give everyone the quick, hey, I want to grab your attention, here's my passion, and here's what my idea is about, and we'll delve into them a little deeper after as the questions come about, but I thought it was a nice way to start off in the spirit of technology. So, yeah, Lauren, you can...
You don't have to get up.
No, you don't have to.
Okay. So I'm building a company that's going to transform fitness. What we're going to do is we're going to stream live and on-demand fitness classes from boutique fitness studios, so CrossFit, yoga, SoulCycle, Flywheel. We've created a hardware and software solution by Altion Simo, who's somewhere here. Altion is here. He's created a hardware and software solution that's automated and switches cameras so the studio has to do nothing, and it streams to your mobile devices, so it's inherently mobile. We use fitness trackers to curate, we curate all types of fitness trackers and wearable devices to make a scoreboard for people, so it's interactive if you're remote, so that's why I care that somebody else is working out somewhere else in the world. We also use it, so let's say Atrita's at home and she starts working out really hard, triggers our algorithm, which sends a message to the trainer via the smartwatch, and the trainer will say, great job, Atrita, and she'll be amazed that they know she's out there. So we're trying to make, transform fitness and make it as interactive and interesting as possible. So that's what I'm doing.
We allow brands as well as consumers to create immersive content so that they can monetize it and also distribute through virtual reality headsets, mobile devices, as well as on desktops. We work with over 600 institutions around the world, mainly from brands to education institutions such as Columbia University, where we're here today. We work with Rio Tinto, Carnival, and really to create these immersive experiences if you are there. So what is that experience, that you were there experience, whether it's a concert or a college campus? So we've brought that into virtual reality as well as mobile devices and desktop.
So my name is Richard Lukai. I'm a little bit amazed that people are sitting on this panel feeling cool to be techies, because I grew up at a time where none of us wanted to admit that we were tech geeks. But I think over the course of time, as technology has had a bigger and bigger effect on the world, and maybe as some of those who preceded us have done as well as they've done in terms of affecting and changing the world around us, it's become obviously an arena that many pay mind to. I'm probably a little different than the rest of the panelists here. I'm actually in the finance business, and I specialize in technology, media, communications, and internet infrastructure companies. So I get to live vicariously through companies like the panelists here, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to do it.
Hi everyone, Adrian Shatku. Honored to be sitting next to Rich. Rich and I are in the same space. He does the finance and we do the operations. I run and operate a company called Unified Communications, a global telecom operator. So what we do is we connect carriers and governments and enterprises around the world to be able to ship their data and their traffic around the world. I have a little video. Take a little peek. Happy to be here, and I commend you, Atrita and Nadia, for putting this thing together and reaching the technology and technologists and companies and the Albanian community. So, thank you.
Well, hello everyone. I'm Stefan Koci. I work and live in Boston. Happy to be here. I work for a company called Patronic Systems. We write software that allows restaurants and convenience stores to increase their businesses by offering products to guests based on guest profiles.
Lemna Bertucci. I currently live in Los Angeles. So I have two companies that I started about 3 years ago or so. Left the corporate world. I was working for a pretty large software company called SAP. So Collaborate is basically, we want to think is the next generation of social business and collaboration. Is that mixing link between Facebook and LinkedIn that lets companies and individuals support their product and services they offer better. And what we do, we provide all the tools and services to really do that collaboration and support their product and services better. One of the things actually, as Entrita put, on Facebook, and somebody said, oh, we cannot all come to New York. Would you guys be able to do this live broadcasting? So we're like looking with the team and said, hey team, why don't we just build something to do it? And actually we built it. So we're broadcasting around the world right now, free. We're using some of the technology we build from a collaboration and basically think of it like a Skype. We have our own Skype that we build, but it's the really next generation of Skype. It's all web-based, there's no plugins, nothing to install. So that's one. The other company is called Core ALM. It's in an enterprise world, and we provide services, and we basically make big corporation consume technology better, faster, and become more nimble so they can compete with the market. We serve Apple, Microsoft, HP, so on and so forth, and we have consultants around North America. So we serve US and Canada for SAP services. So.
My name's Dave Ambrose, and I'm actually new to the tech world. My background is as a filmmaker, and my specialty is making videos and viral content for political and social justice campaigns. Part of what I do is make videos with real people. Some videos have high production values, have celebrities. This is how we get it out to the world. Some of the most successful content we make is with people from all around the world who just have a story they need to tell. And sometimes this is the most successful, engaging, emotional content. Running these campaigns poses challenges, technical, logistical problems, and after running dozens of them, I thought of a way to possibly automate it. And that idea led to another, and I came up with an idea called OnStack, which is a video sharing platform, which allows individuals and organizations to create video user-generated content campaigns with a unique set of tools to gather these stories from citizens of the world. I'm going to introduce you to my partner here, Renal, who can speak more about the tech part.
Hello everyone, and thank you APEN for putting this great event together. My name is Renal Alaj. I'm a founder of Lab, which is an Albanian tech-based company, and we concentrate specifically on learning solution for kids. So our first product, Irusha, which has been already released, it's an iOS app, iOS Android app, which allows kids to play and learn Albanian in the same time. But I will not further elaborate on Lab because I'm here today to speak of OnStack with my partner Dave. What OnStack is, it's a social media platform that brings people together through video sharing. And one of the key accomplishments from the technology perspective that we have built is we built a record button within the player. Now imagine with having a technology with the capability where you go in, record and participate in existing video, or invite your friends to participate in existing video. An example, happy birthday wish to someone. You can create a stack with a happy birthday and join your friends and family to participate. You create a huge video with happy birthday wishes and you send to that individual. Another key element to success of OnStack that we see is the power of sharing. Every individual that creates or participates has a capability of sharing through their social network. So the sharing power is exponential. It can reach a very maximum reach of views and shares like never before. And we look forward after the during the panel for any questions. Thank you.
When you discuss your company and how you built it, maybe you can also tell us about when you meet all these entrepreneurs in these other different parts of the world, how do they compare, for example, with the American ones, and just what are some of the differences that you see, again, in your travels and dealing with them?
Rich and I are competing for the highest miles it's tough. It's tough. I think Leonard mentioned you gotta have a passion to run and be an entrepreneur. I don't go any further. You gotta be paranoid. You have to scan your ecosystem for all angles. So I started the company about 15 years ago, so it's no longer a startup. And this year we surpassed $100 million in revenue. So we're growing. And it was basically leaving in the box of the corporate world, which I'm not very good at it. I'm a bit of a wild entrepreneur and I like to experience, and I don't believe in the average and so forth. But it takes a lot of sweat. So I started at Unify in 2001. Before me, it was a public company that raised $200 million when they've gone public, and then they tanked. And I picked them up and basically changed the company around and made the company focus to become an international wholesale operator, focusing on these hard-to-reach markets. That was our initial sort of a pitch. And in some markets we are a first mover, in some markets we are a follower. We'll continue to scan the world every day, and the region knows that very well because we happen to be in the same space. But you know, he said that he woke up to 3 a.m. in the morning. I sleep 2 hours. From my perspective, is I live with 2 rules. It's basically whatever your customers are, that's what your time zone is. And if you can't live with that, it becomes very difficult, and never underestimate the willingness of change of a customer to go to another competitor. I'm in a world where it's quite interesting. Your customer can also be a competitor, so somehow we find a way to walk in that thin ice and work together. In a world that is changing a lot, I think our business, being that we compete with obviously very, very big companies, from the Vodafones and Wills and Verizons and others, it's faced with one of the most powerful forces now in the business, which is substitution, and that keeps it awake a lot. And that's why obviously we've got into new spaces. We love technology. I am in the Spiffy Awards at Telecom Silicon Valley, so we engage quite a bit of technology, so we play. We like the small experiments. So anyone in the smart grid space, which is a space that I happen to love recently, I'm interested to talk to.
These are the fitness studios that we'd be working with. They've pretty much made a studio for everything. They have spin where they put a bike in the water. This is kind of what we'd be streaming. So my macro thesis is that fitness is evolving, and New York Sports Club owns BFX, which is a small boutique, and Equinox owns SoulCycle. So they're positioning themselves for the transition in the fitness market, and I believe that boutique fitness studios are going to become much more common. The other macro thesis that I believe is wearable technology is going to become prevalent. Athletic wear companies are racing to buy technology companies to put embedded shirts, to embed sensors in your shirts and your sneakers, so people will be wearing trackers whether or not they are currently wearing a Fitbit today or not. Yeah. These are the fitness studios that we'd be working with. They've pretty much made a studio for everything. They have spin where they put a bike in the water. This is kind of what we'd be streaming. So my macro thesis is that fitness is evolving, and New York Sports Club owns BFX, which is a small boutique, and Equinox owns SoulCycle. So they're positioning themselves for the transition in the fitness market, and I believe that boutique fitness studios are going to become much more common. The other macro thesis that I believe is wearable technology is going to become prevalent. Athletic wear companies are racing to buy technology companies to put embedded shirts, to embed sensors in your shirts and your sneakers, so people will be wearing trackers whether or not they are currently wearing a Fitbit today or not.
Next one.
Yeah. The fitness industry revenues are $23 billion, and 21% of which is from studios this year, which will double by next year. So it's pretty much taking over the market. Keep going. Fitness apps are downloading are 89% faster than more apps. So due to the Bluetooth connectivity and cell phones with these tracking devices, fitness apps have been accelerating rapidly. So we're just going to, this is kind of what we do, but we're a results-driven platform. We stream live and on-demand classes, so you can watch them either way. You can watch them multi-directional with your friend, work out and chat with your friend, and or with your trainer. This is what it looks like. So you would just hit on that big one, and that would be live. And there's an example of the class. We use the fitness trackers to create a leaderboard, so it matters that everybody in the rest of the world is working out. So when you push, and there's, you're supposed to reach your target max. Everybody's is different, but you get earned points for reaching your max. And the amount of time you recover in is also a sign of how fit you are. So that's how we create this leaderboard that you see here at the bottom. We also use the trackers to make it interactive, so we know if Medea stops working out and answers the phone, the trainer will be notified. If you go to the next slide, on the watch, and it will say, "Boo, Medea," and they'll say it in real time, and she'll say, "Oh my God," and she'll get up and start working hard. We'll then see an algorithm that she is now working faster, and we'll cheer her on, so it'll matter that she's there in the rest of the world. This is our website right now. We're currently in beta testing, and we plan to launch in January.
The reality is that there's something going on in that device today because it's so vital to you. And today you use it to connect, you use it to communicate, rarely orally, and increasingly use it to pay for things, you use it to get information, you use it to manage your life, you use it to coordinate all the things that you do. And that's happening in so many aspects of your life today in such a way that indeed you are now in a very valuing way, and you're paying. I mean, it's interesting, over the course of time, everybody says the bid is cheaper and the capacity is cheaper. Almost every little component part of what you consume today is cheaper than ever, and yet you're paying more wallet share today for these capabilities than ever before. And some of the panelists here today are about to convince you to do more. And there's a lot to that that is different than the 90s era. There's a lot more substance today in all of this. There is a little bit more of the exuberance appearing again because people hear of Uber and people hear of some of these, phenomenons, and there are phenomenons that deserve and warrant what's happened to them. But that doesn't mean the next guy has it just as easy, and nor does it mean that Uber's got a clean streak to the finish line. But I think in terms of what this all means is that there's success and failure in every environment, and sometimes to the timing point, which we all somewhat diminished earlier. It is important to notice the time you're in. And there are times when people say, what have investors done to be successful, and Silicon Valley has been particularly notable in their ability to identify early an opportunity to get involved with.
Where are you getting your information? What kind of stuff that you read in this meta world that we live in to make sure that you're staying ahead of whatever's going on in the space that you're operating in?
Harvard Business School and Sloan School of Management, they usually rank the books. And Audible, and I'm sure Amazon and all the other sites, once you buy one, they rank others. But some authors are very, very focused, like Daniel Pink that I mentioned. If you Google Daniel Pink, you'll see at the end that's big data, by the way, at the bottom, and Amazon says people who bought this, and that. There are people who are in the business of analyzing many, many companies and then synthesizing the problems. When you are facing your own problems, most likely there is a chance that you think you are the only person in the world who has this problem. Oh my God, how do I solve this? Probably that's not the case. Probably the world has solved some of these problems. So that's where books are helpful. So that I'd recommend. Audible has a great, Audible is the same Amazon, by the way. Yeah?
What are some critical success factors in terms of transitioning or creating a roadmap for ourselves we want to be entrepreneurs, and we want to develop ideas, and we want to have specialty areas, and we want to be successful in our careers and have that lead to more entrepreneurial efforts as we grow. If we're starting off, any critical success factors or insights on developing a roadmap for ourselves?
Experience matter. What I mean by that is get as much involved, get internships. Internships, I mean how many young people needs to be involved with internship? Believe it or not, every startup would love you guys to engage with them and helping them. It's a sense of help, and I think that's the best way to learn some of that. If that's what you really want to do, and get some experience in the field that you want. I mean, New York, you guys are in a great location. It's one of the second place from a startup perspective. How many of you guys get involved in startup? There's probably a bunch of stuff that goes on every day from a startup world. So get involved on that kind of thing. If you have passion in something, go provide feedback. So for example, we do a lot of technology. We get community people providing us feedback, so we work with them together. It's a great thing, right? Next thing, we might even offer them a job, right? So that's for personal experience matters. So get involved as much as you can, whatever shape or form.
Can I have a job that's paying you $200,000 or $300,000 a year? Like, wait a minute, I gotta buy a company now. And it took me 4 years. I hired a professional CEO. He ran the company for a couple of years. Wasted a lot of money around the world. And I'm like, should I, should not? And I find myself running my own company from the conference room of MCI, and I thought that was unethical. And that was the time that I decided, okay, I have time to grow up and take a little risk. Obviously, I was single, so it's a bit easier. But easy said and done. But I think there's something in your guts that will tell you that, okay, I'm ready for this. But it's not an easy transition. Because of safety, going in the wild. The wild is fun. But when I bought the company, I remember I paid $1.4 million, and I said, well, what do I do now? So I had some early investors, which later on they exited, and they were very happy, so we bought them out. In today's world, obviously, we get strategic investors. I'm very picky in where I bring as an investor, because I like the investors that are 100% aligned with you, not just purely financial, like this guy over here.
He's getting punches
But
left
this guy
and right.
very, very well.
I got something to say about that.
I remember my first year, the company went from 0 to 6 million and kind of go up from there. But I am a classic example that I financed the company completely from our own records. So I was very lucky. Basically, we have obviously this, but from an exit perspective, we control our own destiny.
I could add to that. I'm in a similar fashion. My recommendation is build a product that people want to buy. Otherwise, there's no point. You can go out there and raise money from investors, but you're just spending somebody else's money. Unless you have a real product that people want to pay for, then you don't have a business. So
for two of these technology companies, why should that person choose one versus the other? And also, kind of like, what's the investment strategy to acquire talented people in the technology environment versus other environments, basically?
What we have done in OnStack, we have a percentage of shares dedicated for employees. The first employees, and we will have some shares left also for future, but the first employees that have been with us, the first 7, 8 employees, they will get part of the shares. So it's not just us. If the idea works and get rich, it's not just us, but let the team that build your product also become rich. And that motivates and makes them part of the product as well.
I would take a slightly different approach to it. If you're there for the perks, you should go try to work for Google. We really are not there for the perks, because the problem right now that we see is a lot of venture capital money going to these companies that don't really have a business, and they're spending money on beer and at the different corporate events and so on. Where's the work being done? If you're there for the perks, you're not the right person for us. We really try to sell you on the idea of what we're trying to build and how we're going to change the world, and give you an opportunity to be a part of that. and really have some ownership. If you're into it, great. We'd love to have you. If you're just there and say, you know what, I want to take 9 weeks off and work from wherever I want in the world, you're not the right fit for us. So there's a lot of companies out there that can do that, great for them. But for us, you got to believe in the mission of the company. You got to believe in what we're doing. The perks are something that potentially will come in the future, but that's not part of the package.
5 to 7 at Manhattan Brew and Vine. It's on your programs, so please join us for happy hour afterwards. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Amanda Bodini. So I'm part of the APEN volunteer committee, and I'm just here because I think it's a great organization that kind of combines the Albanian community, particularly the professional Albanian community, and I thought this was a great event kind of showing different individuals in the tech industry networking with one another. And even for me, I'm not in the tech industry at all. I'm actually in finance, but it was great to hear stories from other individuals that came from the corporate office and kind of transitioned themselves into tech. So there's people here who were in finance and then kind of created their own app, and it was great to hear that's possible. I mean, I know for me, there's always these like little ideas. It's like, oh, well, how can I make this app, or how can I do this? And then I kind of draw a blank. I'm like, no, I didn't study that in school, so I can't do it. But this is like a kind of, it just proved that disbelief. Yeah, I was speaking to Renal and his business partner, and it was interesting to hear his business partner was a filmmaker, and now he's actually doing the tech. He's created an app with Renal, and it was interesting his transition. So I learned a lot for that. I'm kind of motivated to do that myself. So I thought that was really great and helpful. Thank you.